wanted to talk a little bit about releases here. Okay. So when I release my dog to get something with my active release marker, or when I tell my dog we are simply done with an exercise, this is something to think about. What kind of a state of excitement or arousal do I want my dog to be in at the release? Do I want it to be exciting? Do I want it to be calm and relaxed and neutral? So I need that will determine how I release. And typically releasing with the cookie toss is an active release, so they're going to be more excited. They get to move, they get to use up some energy. So there's that kind of release. And then there's just the plain old, very boring, very neutral release, which has its place. If I want my dog's arousal level to stay relatively low, I just release. Okay, with my word, and that word happens to be okay. That means you can move out of position. There's no cookie coming for that. That just says we are done. Now, if I give that cue, okay, you're under no requirement to do anything else at that point, and I'm under no requirement to give you a cookie. We're just done. But you can see Star, she doesn't really want to be done. She wants to keep working it because that's how she earns her reinforcement, so she's going to keep trying. Okay. If I was really done, I would take up the mat so that it wasn't there, or I would leave myself so that I wasn't sitting in proximity to it. But that very neutral verbal release without any reinforcement to follow. Some people worry that their dogs are upset at the release, that it's a big letdown to them, that it's actually frustrating to be released. And first of all, I think that's a pretty good thing. If you'd rather work than not work, you've done a lot right with your dog if your dog wants to work instead of not work. So that's a good thing to have. So what we'll do then is try to do some sort of transition to a different activity. Again, I would probably pick up the mat, move out of the space, and I may do something like a cookie scatter instead of just toss a cookie. And I do this with more cookies, and I just scatter them around the area. Okay. And I would probably tell my dog a different cue for the scatter. You might say something like cookies, cookies, okay, and let them go hunt and search a little bit. Then again, we move out of the area, we take up any props, and we're done with that session. So depending on what you're doing, I wasn't fast enough, off start. Good. But depending on what you're doing and what state you want your dog to be in, you would choose some different releases.